Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Thank y'all so much for being here. Look at us, starting at 6 o'clock on the diddly dot, bro. Let's fucking go.
But I gotta take a shit, so I'll be right back.
Aw, damn it.
No, I am gonna give Oscar her bone, so hopefully she'll lay down.
Okay. Very cool. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Jihan, thank you for being here. Ted, thank you for being here. Much love, much appreciation as always. I hope everybody's doing great on this Monday. Hope you're ready for some death roll, because it's time to get into it. How are we doing, first of all? How you doing, Jihan?
I'm doing good, just living life, on the edge.
On the wild side.
I'm an edgy death knight in this campaign, so I gotta, truth is stranger than fiction sometimes.
Yeah. Indeed, indubitably. Very good, very good. Well, I think Ted is giving his dog a bone real quick, so I'll stall for him till he gets back. I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty good Monday. I spent like 3 times as long on projects with my class today as I normally do because I kept having students come in late. And, well, they have to do the project, so I had to do it. And I'm going to have to go do them again tomorrow because I had more students come in even later than that. Yeah, they just made like a pretty big institutional change on attendance policies in my field. So it makes it significantly easier on me and the students. I love it. Some of the students are going to kind of run away with it, as it were. I am guaranteeing it. They're not going to think about it, and they're going to be like, oh, I can't miss a single more minute of class or bad things happen. So, I hope that they get their stuff together, because I would hate for that to happen to any of them. I'm saying this so much because I'm pretty sure some of them are listening right now. I've had my students, a couple of them today, tell me that they were watching stream yesterday. So shout outs to you guys. I'm not gonna actually say your names because that would be a little bit weird. But thank you for participating in viewership. I do appreciate it. Shout outs to everybody else here though. Sarah, so nice to see you. Soul, so nice to have you, buddy. Let's give a warm welcome back to our boy Ted. Ted, how you doing? I think you're muted.
I am muted because I turned my mic off and leave my room because you never know. But I'm all right, still breathing. I'm gonna try this Oktoberfest beer.
Oh, nice, dude. Oh yeah. Well, fantastic. Thank you again, everybody. Let's get a recap going of the previous session for inspiration.
Didn't do the recap. That's why I left. I was hoping I'd come back with.
I'm good.
No, I did. I forgot how the session started, as is often the case.
Oh, we woke up in a tavern full of dead people and made our way.
Weird. That was very sad. Some sort of weird disease going around killing everybody.
We made our way into Gibraltar proper. We made it through the gate with some convincing on Hammond's part. He's actually really good at lying to people.
Wasn't he awful? I didn't actually.
Not good.
I heard he was really bad at.
I was about to smite him on the spot if he failed. After all the things we went through together. But we made it in, and he had a meeting to get his title, the elder title, I'm guessing, and we secured lodging in town. Not long after, that's skipping over some stuff.
Yeah, skipping over a little bit.
We explored, we took in the sights, went to the castle.
You had to go speak to an official to get the get Hammond recognized as his village's elder. Now that his dad has been formally recognized as dead.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
And we heard some information about the Knights tournament bout. Maybe they have some open spots and I'm pretty interested in that. So
They have a singular open spot.
yeah, so I no spoilers, but I might do that. I might be a knight. Well, I am a knight, a deaf knight, but I want to be double agent.
Nice.
So after that, we tried going to a clock tower, maybe for.
We successfully went to the clock tower.
And they were waiting for us, and this is where usually Ted takes over.
It was at this point that, for reasons I can't remember, Emil bonked one of them really hard with his staff. He walked into the clock tower and immediately demanded everyone give praise to Kalan. Yep. And they were like, what? And he's like, well, you didn't bow fast enough, so he bonked one of them and turned that dude to, like, ash. Yep. And everyone was like, oh, shit. So then everyone unfortunately had to die. And they did, except for the one magic bitch upstairs who teleported. Because she gripped Kalan in a giant hand, and he was like, this is a strong hand. And then she yeeted herself out of there with a teleport, I assume.
It's accurate.
Along the way, Alma made several of the guards into thralls and was like, okay, go out and lure some more guards back here. And then they came back all burnt up from sunlight, and they're like, yo, Dark Lady, they can use the sun when it's nighttime. And I was like, y'all are idiots. So I killed all of them. And then Alma went out and did it herself. Took her like 5 seconds to find some guards and be like, yeah, y'all should totally come back to this clock tower. It's wild over there. And then they all died too.
Yeah.
Because now, since Emil decided to slaughter into the tower, we decided to turn that into a plan to turn Gibraltar against the other city-state, whose name I don't think we know, that's run by his sister?
Yep.
Who, they don't get along, and the people in the clock tower they belonged to the other city. It was like their embassy or something. So we're going to try to frame that as a bad, not a bad thing, as a whoopsies, we accidentally killed your people, and then see if we can get tensions to rise. And it was about this time that we found out everyone goes to church on Sundays, as if the city couldn't get any worse. So we were all like, oh, we better show up and listen to this Regis guy talk. And that was our plan.
Yeah, that was just about where we ended the session, too. So,
and then going back to what Kalan was talking about, Kalan plans to infiltrate the upper echelons of society, whereas Alma and her vagabondish upbringing decided she'll turn the southern part of the city against the royalty, and then we'll try to cause the city to eat itself.
Yeah.
Civil War 3.
Good plans. Well,
assuming that Regis' hair isn't nicer than Kalan's today, and we have to fight him right here and now. So, here's hoping that goes smoothly.
There you go. So, wonderful. Let us begin. Well, once Ted's in Fantasy Grounds, we'll begin.
Oh shit! I was in Fantasy Grounds early.
You were, but then you disconnected very quickly.
You can't prove that.
I can. I could just screenshot it real quick. Okay. Well, good recap. Thank you very much. As we come in, we can see that the city of Gibraltar is experiencing a bit of what you might call an overcast day. The clouds are rather thick and gray, blocking out most of the sun's rays. Where it does shine down in only a few rays, as my fellow players can see on the map, and I will bring up for chat once more. So, as you are making your way into the central part of the city, we can see a great swath of people, a huge number of folks gathered around, and amongst their midst there are these white-garbed mostly men. You see a couple of them are women. They rather simple white garbs, but there is stitched in gold lace this large runic symbol that just covers the entirety of like their torso, basically. They hold these horns made of this like brilliant gleaming gold down in at the ready, and as the sun is reaching its highest point of noon, you can feel the energy of these folks in the crowd. They are excited. There is this massive circle that they've formed around this castle, and they're all staring up towards the highest tower with awe, just waiting. What do you guys do?
I guess Alma's still in bat form in Ariana's pocket. Overcast isn't trustworthy enough to be in full form. End up catching a stray beam of sunlight and just explode in the middle of his speech.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
That would be very bad. He'd be like, "Oh, look, there's a vampire." I'd be like, "Ah, shit."
I think Kalan would try to find out what's going on. Probably send Emil out to get some info on what's about to happen.
Very well. Have Emil make an investigation charisma check, please. Now that you know how to change the skill on that.
Oh crap.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was in the tower. That's okay. We can keep it for now. Just remember the tower. He floats. Well, he doesn't float. That would give everything away, wouldn't it? He walks off. Talks to a few people. Talks to a few people in the crowd, and in a matter of moments, he comes back telling you, "They await their lord. They will have audience with him today. He will be coming from that tower to speak to them."
Does he not come down from the tower often?
They say he is only seen outside his castle when he needs to be, and he rarely needs to be. It's as if the Knights of the Sun are his enforcers of his will. They seem to do most of the heavy lifting while he enjoys a life of luxury.
Interesting. A hermit king.
How would he prove to those that are his subjects he deserves to rule from behind such walls? I think a good reminder might be in order.
You're right.
Shall we challenge him today, my lord?
No. We wait.
But striking him down now in front of everyone would prove your superiority. I do not understand why we do not simply smite this would-be lord.
Emil, my words are law.
Yes, my sire. Forgive me. You know best.
But if you must know, this is a great opportunity. Two nations clashing while we're hidden amongst them. It would be a bloodbath.
None of these people seem to remember the last time they had open conflict with one another.
We'll soon remind them.
Yes, I do believe we shall, he says with this evil grin behind his bandages. You can see his eyes like light up a bit brighter when you say that.
Go on, starts to cackle.
Alma, what are you doing while they're doing this?
I'm being a pocket bat. My little bat head peeking out. Observing. What's the military force look like? Like, how many guards attend this thing?
Okay, good question. So from where you are, you can see a fair bit of military personnel moving about in front of the crowd. You also saw a fair bit at the back, like when you came into the district. Keep in mind, it took about a while. We'll say probably a couple of... I don't want to say like an hour, but maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of just straight like walking in the same direction as everybody else to get where you are right now. And as this whole swath of people was parting, you could see some, but you weren't really sure if you could make out all of them. Could I get an investigation or a perception check from you?
Sure can. Bum, 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 bum. I will perceive. Perception. Boop.
Oh yeah! Wow. Okay. You just have
Bad eye.
Jihan right there, I guess. Got a 23. Okay. You saw a lot of military personnel in the back. You saw men armed with plate mail. You saw some on horseback with lances and javelins. Furthermore, up at the front, you can see a veritable multitude of legions amassed in front of, like, in a kind of octagonal shape on each side of the castle in like a line, rank and file. And at the head of each of them is a plate mail with rune, like in gold encrusted armor, wearing this large gold plumage with an ornate emblem of the sun at the top of it. It reminds you of the knight that you fought in Wistria, but not quite as fancy, probably. And next to each of them is a person that makes you think of those people with the trumpets, the sheer white cloaks, and the large rune on the front. However, they have these vestments attached to them, much more decorated, and they all have this kind of bell that they hold before them in the shape. The doldrum is in the shape of the sun, like the rays.
Interesting that he has to flaunt such military might with people that are supposed to be adoring him.
Right?
I mean, do you ever see... yeah, exactly. Do you ever see me, like, pull the army out when I'm discussing people in Barovia? No.
Well,
because I'm my own power.
Yeah, everybody knows that nobody could stand up to you.
Looks like our boy might be scared of a little uprising. Or at the very least, dissenters.
I wonder if he does this every time. They said this happens every Sunday, but they didn't say whether or not this whole army was out here.
Let's put it to the test, shall we? Well, actually, I guess we did slaughter an entire building of people. I'm sure he already knows about that. I'm sure word travels fast to his little ears. Interesting. Oh, I guess we could ask. Ariana, why don't you ask the person standing next to us?
What do you want me to say?
Just, make some off comment about the increase in armed forces. Because then they'll either agree with you or they'll be like, what do you mean increase? It's always like this.
Okay. Have her make a deception check.
Oh, don't fail me, Ariana. I'll kill you like I killed the spawn. I'll have to whisper sweet bat nothings into someone's ears. Deception. You're not as charismatic as me, that's for sure.
Excuse me. Do you remember there being this many men last week? Well, what are you talking about, child? There's always this many men. Where do you think the armies go on Sundays? They just have the day off. Oh, to be young and naive again.
Oh man, that answers our question. And I found the guinea pig guy. Let me see here. Mr. Smarloff. Because Alma, is also curious about something else. Wow, sure. Okay, so Ariana does actually have the spell, so Alma's gonna have to actually do, what is it? Careless Whisper, but in bat form to this guy. We'll have him be a little bit of a dissenting voice in the crowd, and we'll see how they react to that. Ariana just like opens her bat flap, and Alma's little bat head comes out and stares into the guy's eyes.
Okay, so he needs to make a save. Is that it? Or
yeah, good luck.
He's probably just gonna fail. He fails. What happens? I don't have to roll for a commoner to fail to a level 12 rogue vampire lord. Yeah, some checks don't need to be rolled, you know?
Even in my cute bat form. I don't know, he could be very strong as a kid in his convictions to be like, yeah, that bat's talking to my brain, but I don't give a shit.
He rolled a natural 1, confirming my theory that some checks don't need to be rolled.
He's not that bright. Yeah, I guess Alma just starts whispering sweet little bat nothings into his ears about, like, you know, why is it he gets to stand on the ivory tower and stuff, you know? What makes him so much better than you? You could lead armies. Act like an asshole when he comes out.
You know what? That's a good idea. I bet if I show my ass to these people, they'll take us seriously. And they'll start giving us bigger rations for food at night.
They're not giving you rations? You're just talking to this bat.
Yeah, I mean, first it was like a pound of rice for a family, but they're cutting down to like a half. I don't get it. I mean, maybe we're running low on food or something. I
don't think they're running low on food. I think he's giving it to all of his guards. Look how fit and full they are. And their nice, shiny, expensive armor.
Oh my god, that guy's so jacked. I bet I could get that jacked if I ate that much rice.
Oh, you'd be so jacked if you had all the rice he had? But guess what? He's taking your rice from you and your kids.
My fucking rice, are you serious?
This guy's gonna go stab a guard for my fucking rice. And now that that seed's planted, we'll see how Mr. Regis reacts to dissenting voices in the crowd. And then I retreat back into my bat cave of Ariana's pocket. Thank you, Bat, for showing me the truth of the world.
Yeah, why not? Sure, why not?
It's literally that meme. Oh, Bat of wisdom in this young girl's pocket, tell me, how can I get more rice?
Go
kill your god! I will, Bat. They just slowly sink back down.
So, a few minutes pass, and then the sun is at its zenith. There is a couple of gasps throughout the crowd. And striding out from the tallest tower of the castle, resplendent in a tabard of white, in vestments, a cloak of gold. His crown, plink plonk, is beset with golden gemstones that catch the sun's rays and shine, reflecting the gold of his eyes. As he makes his way off of this stairwell and out to this ledge wherein folks from all around can see him. The trumpets down in the crowd announce the arrival of their lord. All at a time, or excuse me, all at once, I should say. The folks in the crowd go down to their knees. Some prostrating themselves, like, on both knees, like, completely just, like, laid out. Some people are so overwhelmed by emotion at the sight of their living god that they fall out and just, like, collapse. There are people, those with the trumpets in the crowd, are very quickly, like, issuing orders to more of these white-tabarded monks that very quickly go and catch people incredibly deftly and gently lay them down. For the women who are wearing a skirt, they take these long kind of, what would you call them? It's basically just a long cloth and drape them over to protect their modesty. For the men, they just kind of lay them down in a dignified position. There's this overwhelming feeling of awe and inspiration that overcomes each and every person in this crowd, so much so that even you two and your companions can't help but feel like you are in the presence of something supremely magnificent as this being makes his way out to the platform. In silent exasperation, you can hear no noise, but you can see people jumping up and down and screaming, the arteries in their neck bulging, and no voice escaping. After a long moment, the crowd's rambunctiousness and just overcoming begins to die down. We can see a lone figure making their way between people and up to a guard. And as he pulls out a knife, he goes to stab this guard. We can see the glint of the sun catching on its blade. And Regis speaks. Subjects, soldiers, servants of the gilded lineage, hear me. From the wounds of our fettered past, Theba has grown strong through its trials. The wars my siblings and I waged upon one another have been laid to rest 10 centuries past. Through our storied struggles, we have overcome the axiomatic weakness imparted by virtue of our very existence. For too long, our way was death. For too long, men led lives blindly, mere tools for the greater will. It is said that it was wrote by this will death as the natural procession, an order imposed upon us all. That was until my lord brethren and I set about to break this order, to tear down the foundations of the old way, to forge, glittering in gold, a new order, one in which death would be no object. I am here to tell you today that death has been slain. Your lords have bound this darkness in gilded chains. The coils of this world are locked, yoked into the service of those that have remade this world in their image. From the peaks of Aegir to the depths of Ulstadt, the marred wastes of Mirat to the snow-capped spires of Borgir. From the land hidden in the mist, guarding its sacred moon in Velstadt, and our lost cradle Vanir, may the hidden lord and his people be honored in peace and glory, eternally, for their sacrifice. Our lineage, unbreakable, bathed in rays of gold, is our new world. Thiva rests in the hands of Agamemnon's inheritors, we few who have shouldered the burden of our people and taken responsibility for the future generations, for the very souls of our kin. He stops for a moment. There's this long pause. Every eye is just centered straight up on him. And even from this distance, you can see this fierce expression begin to crawl around the edges of this perfectly manufactured face. And still, there are those who would stand against us. Against the very lords that set right the fundamental wrongs of this world into which we were born. They seek to unshackle the chains that bind death, to sunder the coils that so tightly wind this world, and allow for the persistence of all mankind. To untether us lords from the very people we were sworn to protect. This look of kind of sadness comes over his face before that expression with way more fierceness and anger, definitely anger, returns. They seek to destroy the golden right and upend our gilded lineage. It is to them I speak now. Know this, O creatures of the night. The day is long, and Agamemnon sets not on the people of Gibraltar. The Knights of the Golden Sun will deliver justice in my name for the sins you have committed against the people of Thiva. War will never again touch these lands. Your evil ways will find no quarter here. You will be destroyed. I am Regis. And as he says this, there's this golden orb of energy that just emanates from him and knocks everybody straight down to their knees. Favored child of the sun, so I have said it, so shall it be. All but one, because you're a bat, which is really good for you.
My bat form kneels to no man.
Your daughter does.
Yeah, she's not that strong of mind.
As he finishes his speech, Regis turns on his heel. This huge golden cloak flapping in the wind behind him. and he makes his way back behind the doors. Thank you, Yuanakil, for the sub. So much love, so much appreciation. I didn't want to stop in the middle of the scene, but thank you so much.
Oh, that's my friend.
Oh, thank you.
That's nice of her. But, yeah, fuck that guy. I kind of figured that was the census we were going to get from that anyway. Interesting.
So
I can't help but feel he already knows we're here.
as the speech finishes, you can see the people, those that aren't just laying the fuck out, being whipped up into a frenzy, slowly start to compose themselves. Anybody in chat, if you've ever been to like an EDM festival at the end of the night and you just like danced your fucking heart out and then like you're exhausted but you feel exhilarated, that's kind of the feeling that these people have. I mean, you guys can see it on their faces. It's probably the same feeling that you get from getting out of a close scrape with a really particularly powerful enemy. As they kind of pick themselves up, get themselves together, they begin flooding out of the central district and back to their homes as businesses are shut down for the rest of the day, with the exception of taverns and places that can't shut down.
Essential workers.
Essential workers.
They're even closed on Sundays. I hate this town.
What do y'all do?
Well, part of me wants to start murdering people just to put a thorn in his side, but we'll be smart about it.
Speaking of, you can see the guy that you told to murder a guard. The moment Regis started speaking, he just stopped what he was doing with a knife in hand, and then when Regis stopped speaking, he kind of just like looked down at it, like, what the fuck am I doing? Dropped it, and then was immediately summary executed.
That's what he gets. Persuasive boy, ain't he? Well, I believe Milan has a date with the Knight Institute's not the right word. Whoever is in charge of hiring knights.
Yeah, the Knights of the Round Table.
So the Knights of the Golden Sun, you wouldn't be talking to like a recruiter as much as it would be, there's a tournament that's happening in like, I believe it's a 2 weeks time.
Oh shit, he's gonna fucking slime the table.
Yeah. It's not just like a single thing either. It's not even a single day event. It's going to be like a week-long ordeal where you're going to be competing in various different shows of athleticism and skill, as well as knowledge and ultimately swordsmanship.
Hell yeah. Blanc got that in the bag. Well, that's in what, a week's or so time?
2.
Do people campaign for that?
Campaign, like,
you know, do they go around showboating that they're going to be in the tournament, be like, oh, go that guy? Or is that frowned upon in this stupid city?
I suppose they wouldn't be frowning upon it per se. It would just be more like different districts would want somebody from their district to be picked, as much as it's like, yeah, that's our
sponsorship.
Guy.
Gotcha. So we should find Kalan a district then. Because wait, can anyone just enter this in the first place, or does he have to represent a district?
You would need some level of pedigree, which could be
okay.
through various methods, but typically is inherited. You could, in theory, just, you know, do the evil thing and, you know, kill somebody, take their identity. But
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Alright, we killed
Dylan.
all the...
Sorry, go ahead.
We're gonna kill all the districts, and I'll be the only one they can pick.
I win by default.
That's funny. Dylan, thank you so much for 3 months, dude. So much love. So much love. Thank you for the reset, buddy.
What are the districts?
So there's the southern, western, eastern, and the northern districts are the kind of like proper districts, as well as the central, which is like the royal district. The I have notes somewhere. Let me find them.
I just didn't know if they were like split up like gates used to be, where it's like, oh, go over there and that's where all the merchants live. Kind of exactly like Gates Tournament Arc, when all the houses were vying for. Because what was it? Their champion got to like make or their house got to make the laws for the next 7 years or something.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if Gibraltar was segregated like that or not. I mean, I know they all fall under Regis, but.
Not exactly a gate situation, no. It's more of like a neighborhood pride thing that they want their people to win. It's not like
everyone's just screaming zip codes at each other.
Yeah, it's not going to like be political pull as much as it is just to say like, hey, this guy came from our neighborhood. There's also going to be people coming from all over the plains to be here.
Is there a district that always wins, or is it fairly even?
It's typically someone from the northern district because that's somebody.
We're called northern districters.
That's typically somebody whose parents are either officials or military veterans who have the political pull to get their children into the academies. So they will have the best training. They will have the best nutrition at most crucial stages. Whereas somebody like a hedge knight whose family might owns like a small, small agricultural community at the outskirts of the plains where the soil starts to get kind of shitty, they might not do as great,
Definitely a divide would take control of. But that's up to you, Kalan, whichever district you feel like representing. As you said, it would be no issue for us to sneak into any of them and assassinate our way into getting you into the tournament, so...
maybe we can go around doing good deeds in a district and maybe chase away some out-of-town bullies. Be like, haha, huzzah,
True. We could use you as a beacon to rally the southern districts. The poor common folk. I doubt they've won anytime soon. So for them to have a champion, we could start causing a schism.
Yeah.
Populism is a very fashionable form of politics, sire.
Yeah.
That's where Regis fucked up. He doesn't know how to rule a city. In Barovia, well, I guess you just die in Barovia. All the dissenters were already killed, so not a problem at home.
Right.
We'll kill or turn into people that physically can't deny me, so on account of being spawned. Which, speaking of, I should make more of those.
Yeah, maybe Kalan might don some lighter clothing to be more friendly.
Dress down a bit.
A disguise kit from Alma-chan. Do my makeup for 4 hours,
Yeah. Okay, let's see. That would be a deception roll.
Is that for me or from Alma-chan?
Depends on if Alma's helping you or not. Whoever's
Are you
using
deceiving?
the disguising kit.
Oh, well, I mean, I think Almer will offer to help because it's pretty much unfair for her to roll deception against most people. But, what are we deceiving? Somebody to get him into the tournament?
to kind of paint him as a
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Well, we can get you all dolled up, and I can definitely speak to people if they have questions about you. I'm pretty sure my words will resonate with them quite well.
But I am the speaker of Kalan.
Last time you spoke, you bopped the guy into dust, and we had to kill an entire clock tower.
Yes, I'm very good at my job. Thank you for noticing.
Also, show of hands, everybody. Raise your hand if you got commanded by somebody to turn against your lord.
He just kind of looks off into space.
Weird, huh? Weird. Okay, show of hands. Kneel. Raise your hand if you kneeled when Regis told you to. Oh, is it just me? Okay.
Mom, I had to do that. I didn't want to, but like, kind of felt it.
You're a precious angel, and you can do no wrong. Also, Emil killed you, so
It happens. I'll probably kill him too
It does.
at some point.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Regis just says the word, but I guess at least for you, it took like basically a sub deity to command you to kneel, whereas Emil was infatuated by some guy on a horse.
I don't think that was just some guy on a horse, Mom.
I distinctly remember him as being just some guy on a horse. He was getting attacked by a bat. It was fucking hilarious.
That was pretty good, but I don't know. I've been thinking.
Did he kill me? Allegedly. Technically, no, because I'm still here. Did he make me turn into mist? Yes.
I think that there was. I mean, what was he doing there? Just in a tree in the middle of nothing.
I don't even know where that was, because we got warped to wherever that was. And it's connected to Barovia. So.
I don't know if that was just connected to Barovia. I feel like it might have been connected to a lot of places.
Wait a minute. Sweet child of mine.
What?
Do you think Gibraltar has one of those?
No.
Oh.
Probably not. That felt like a distinctly like... It felt like we were close to the heart of this world, I guess.
I have to admit, it's also pretty hilarious that he's up there on his pulpit talking about freezing the coils and all that stuff when his entire existence was to be livestock. And I'll be sure I remind him of that in his final moments.
Do you think he knows?
I don't know. If he does, he's very cocky, because, me and Necro Daddy might not see eye to eye as much either. But even I recognize, what was it? My old man used to say, badass recognizes badass.
Real recognize real.
Real recognize real.
Yeah, the Goblin says it sometimes.
Yeah, it was pretty much the creed of our ship.
Yeah.
So, if he does know that Necronomulus... Oh, I can't say that. If he does know that Necro Daddy exists, then his hubris, it's more than I thought it was. Because even I'm not a fool to realize, Look at Dick... Wait, what's his name? Is Chrissy still here with us?
No, he is in...
He's in Barovia.
In Barovia.
Just take a look at Christophus, I mean, I know he's not technically employed in the same way we are to Necro Daddy, but I mean, people like him walking around making souls into deadly unicorns. No offense, deadly unicorn. It just stands over.
You'd hear Emil speak up and say,
Yes, it is rather strange the way he speaks of the Dark One. Almost as if they are friends.
This Regis fellow, I think he got a little too big for his britches. He might be the prettiest gilded cow, but he's a cow nonetheless. At least as far as our employer's concerned.
I mean, he's got to be the easiest to kill, right? Right?
Speaking of somebody that has no ego or pride whatsoever, usually it is someone's undoing, yes. Because I think he thinks he's already won.
I mean, he certainly got the fucking army. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, you're good. They're not that impressive. Though the sunlight will be an issue that we will deal with accordingly.
Since the golden opening of this speech, the sun has since gone back behind the overcast.
But for now, let us plot our dubious tournament arc and get Kalan scheduled for something. I myself will not be attending. One, in part that I feel like if I show up with a soul-eating demon blade, we'll draw unwanted attention. And second, because while Kalan is winning over the hearts of the people, I will be turning those very same hearts against the northern snobby people. With Kalan as their champion and me whispering sweet dissent into their ears, we should have our little schism soon enough.
Then I guess we'd better get started.
We should. Hammond, get to it.
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. I'd like to remind you that you're here. You're supposed to be useful to us.
Should I go with him?
Sure, yeah, go wherever you want.
I don't really know what to... This isn't...
That's it.
Oh, okay, I am talking to no.
I mean, we're all kind of expecting you to like make up for the whatever you fucking called that introduction to the gate.
I got you into the city.
No, we got ourselves into the city. You were certainly there.
Well, maybe I could get you certified as a hedge knight from the...
That would be extremely useful. And would absolve you of your previous shortcomings, yes.
Then that's what I'll do.
Good. I'll kill you.
I'm gonna need to find out where to do that. We've never had a
That's
hedge knight before.
Who's we?
The stall. We've never had a knight
Oh,
before.
I thought you said Gibraltar. That makes sense. Why? Because you're poor?
Yeah, up near Wistria, the soil's pretty, inhospitable. Hard to grow.
How many people down in the southern districts feel the same way?
Well, I mean, if what that guy was saying is true, then it's kind of funny in a way, given that that's where all the fucking grain is being kept.
Grain's being kept in the southern districts?
Yeah, you can kind of see it from here, those big tubes sticking out of the ground behind the wall. There's these huge granary-like storage containers. They put all the grains and wheats and rye, whatever the shit. I don't know. I just kind of ran shit. I was never much of a farmer.
Not only do you have to toil the soil, that rhymes. Not only do you have to do that, breaking your back to get the grain, but then they store it in front of your face and they deny it to you.
Well, I imagine most of the people that live in the southern district are probably day laborers that offload and unload cargo on the ships, or probably something to do with trading. That is kind of the trades district of Gibraltar, as it were, given that that's where the docks are.
Well, Ariana, I think we might have to go down to the southern district and flaunt our wealth amongst the common folk. Time to whip out that gilded chariot that's been sitting in my adamantium tower for 50 years.
We don't
But
have the horses? Are we gonna have to go buy horses? I get a pony?
sure, you can get a pony, just don't eat it. At least not until we're done with it.
Okay.
Yes, I think that'll be good. That'll be our disguise, my sweet child. We'll be known as the benefactor.
Ooh, that's a good
That
name.
way is a good name. Because I'm no fool. I doubt our machinations will be known to Regis pretty soon. But just because he knows there's a wealthy foreigner paying for usurpation in his city doesn't necessarily means he knows what the usurper is. If he assumes we're only a mere mortal merchant that comes down with, hot pockets, or even better, that his sister sent somebody to stir deceit amongst his city. Better than him knowing that a vampire lord has stepped into his town.
So we're gonna pretend like we're from Velstadt.
Whatever that is, yes.
That's the moon place. The Mistlands. That's what the guy said. The
Ooh.
golden...
That is a good one, my child.
Dude.
Yes. We will have to fetch clothing befitting of that. Of course, we will have our faces covered. One, because I can't walk around in sunlight without a heavy-ass cloak on.
We can go hat shopping.
Yes. She's so excitable. We will. So I think that's our plan for now. Hammond, Kalan, you will work on getting your Hedge Knight status for the upcoming tournament arc, while me and Ariana begin showing the common folk what it's like to have somebody care about them.
I'm gonna have the cutest pony. I'm gonna
You're
eat
gonna-
him.
Yeah, you're gonna be the fattest.
I'm gonna get so fat. It's gonna be great.
This fucking horse goes to like an entire war of Gibraltar. It's just the fucking Thanos looking at the sunset at the end of in-game. The horse just sits down, he's like... and then he gets eaten.
Just his massive mouth.
My duty's been fulfilled. A life well lived.
Okay. Let's take a break, folks. It's been about an hour. Thank you guys in chat for being here. I surely do appreciate you. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick 5
A lot of espionage and planning ahead,
I
chat.
love it. I'm here for it.
I love it. Because I haven't got to actually do, like,
Planning,
spooky espionage.
right?
And now that I'm rolling a character with a minimum of 26 on her charisma checks, I might as well start being a spooky shadow puppet master.
Going from a Rails-based campaign to freeform homebrew fucking nonsense that we get up to in our campaigns, it's like night and day.
And then we have Wanda over there that's going to walk into the tournament and be like, yeah, I just smote you for like 500 damage, die. It's just my favorite emoji.
Alright, don't go anywhere,
Dust.
anybody, or that's gonna happen to you. Bye! folks, welcome back. Thank you all so much for being here. I surely do appreciate you. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. I know that people don't like their Mondays, but I love Mondays because that's the day that I get to play Death Roll with my homies.
I love them because that's my off day. It's my weekend.
Oh my goodness. The dinner. Thank you so much, Naomi.
I just had delicious dinner myself. I want more.
You gave me 2 knives. In case one knife isn't enough. Second knife.
Nobody expects second knife.
Nobody expects second
That's
knife.
how Alma's sneak attack works this entire time.
That's how Alma killed Strahd.
Yeah, nobody expects second knife. And then he was like, oh no.
And you crit on him.
I crit on him twice, which was pretty phenomenal.
True.
Crit him out of his first phase, and I critted him going out of the second phase after you killed my fucking orc.
Yep. That was the third phase. Your orc died in the third phase.
I didn't realize they were a third. Oh, I guess if you're counting the duel as the second phase, yeah.
The duel was the second phase.
Just imagine Alma just like walking up slowly and like getting hit by everything and just using Chef's knife like a Tonberry.
9,999. Pretty much. I plan on dealing with Regis too.
Shoutouts to my wife for the wonderful art of Regis. Knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, nailed it. I can't wait to permanently fuck his face up and then raise him as an undead.
Yep. Good art is evocative, and the fact that it makes you feel that tells me she nailed it.
Yep. I knew it from seeing him before I even heard him speak. I was like, yeah, I'm almost not gonna like him very much.
So, where do you guys go?
Or where do we go from where? From the conversation with Hammond?
Yeah, I guess Hammond would know where to go to start applying to be a hedge knight.
Oh yeah, we're trying to get
Yeah, you're trying to make you a hedge knight for his shitty hamlet.
Okay. So he says, in that case, we would have to go get you recognized at a couple of places. The first one would be notarized as a warrior in service to the plains. The second would be to the castle to get it officiated that you are the first ever hedge knight of Gestalt, and then then we just gotta take you to the temple where you'll get anointed.
Emperor. Hammond says, Galon says to Hammond, all right, let's get on with it. No day like today.
To the fort, I guess. And we see the two of you disappearing through the crowd and making your way to the northern district. As you arrive to the fortress, it is large and rather imposing. Even here in the midst of the city, it is buttressed by these large stone and kind of like steel bandings that encompass the stonework. There's this large moat that sits across from the city proper. And along the bridge, you can see a fair number of guardsmen, like standing at their post. As a couple of them like come to attention, they put out their glaives to kind of block the way. And one of the people, like standing towards the lip of the bridge, steps towards and in between you and the fort. Halt! Declare yourself. What business have you here? Heyman kind of chews on his mouth for a minute before he says, Hedge Knight? Gives like a weak smile. The man looks, a bit unimpressed, to say the least. And then looks at you. Oh. I suppose that makes a bit more sense. And who exactly are you? I'm Hammond, the elder of Destalt. Pretty young to be an elder. Yeah, well, my dad died. Okay. Destalt, wait. You've never had a hedge knight before. How'd you schmooze this guy into doing it for you? He looks up at you pleading, Kalon. Like, I don't know, help me.
I happened upon this town on my travels. The people treated me well, and when I saw that they were in need, I came to their call and dispatched would-be bandits.
Deserters. Rabble that dwells out in the wilds. Well, it was a good thing you did. No one has ever been a hedge knight for Destalt. Ever. And I would know. We have to practice our own history here. Everybody here has to know it. Good on you. Let him through. They step aside and you and Hammond are allowed through. He lets out this huge exhale once you're like a few feet away from the guy, like, holy shit. I can stand a fight. I mean, look, I'm just gonna say it. I ran at that thing that my granddad was, right? Even though it was like huge and it killed the scary lady, right? But man, I fucking hate talking to people.
Tell them the truth. We helped you.
He nods. As you make your way inside, there's this large fireplace at the very back that's still lit, even though it's like, you know, mid-autumn, middle of the day. Sorry, I'm trying to eat. There's a number of officials, and you can tell because even though they're wearing armor, they have these kind of like tabards on over their armor with very similar runes to the one that Regis has upon his head, upon his forehead. And as you approach, they kind of ask, so, state your business. Oh, hi, Natalie. Thank you for the food. It's really good. Natalie's in chat. Hammond goes on to tell them the truth. It's only a matter of minutes before he describes, kind of in very vague terms, that you came to help. You did help, and their problems went away. When the Knight's Commandant asks you, and you feel duty to protect these people. Thank you, Natalie, for the cheer. Appreciate it. Love you. Thank you. What do you say?
I fight like they're my own.
Pleased with that answer, he says, indeed. Well, we will notarize you as Hedge Knight of Destalt. You own no lands or titles. However, should you prove honorious service and meritorious time in grade, you may find yourself promoted in years worth of time, should you find a worthy successor. He goes on to say that you will need to be sworn in at the castle before Regis' throne, and then anointed at the Temple of the Sun.
Kalon will nod and give thanks with the cusping of hands. You know.
He asks that you sign a rather fancy-looking scrawl. There is a gold filigree embroidered around the edge of it. It's literally a pedigree.
Kalon signs it. Kalon the first of his name.
Kalon. Strange name. Where are you from originally, Kalon?
From the water. Do they?
Ulstadt.
Yeah, they don't know about the sea elves.
No, but he says, Ulstadt.
Oh.
What brings you to the plains?
I heard there was a tournament of sorts. I wanted to test my might.
You got here incredibly fast. Tournament's only been announced but a few days.
I am a fast swimmer. He's gonna smile at that.
Give me a deception check, please.
Wait, I think I got disconnected from.
Oh yeah, it says you DC'd. For fantasy grounds.
Alright, I'll let Alma roll it for me. Go ahead. You got it. Alright, I'm acquiring file list. Should be there soon.
Ted, you're muted, buddy. You've been muted this whole time.
Oh yeah, I was muted because Oscar was whimpering, so I had to get her some food.
Fair.
Because
Dogs
she
be
didn't.
dogs.
Well, I had to go pick up the food, so normally she's used to like getting breakfast, and then her lunch, and then her dinner. So she was fussing.
Mm.
You
So-
said deception?
Deception, please. Yes.
You got this. Be super deceitful.
A fast swimmer, huh? Were you a knight in Ulstadt? Or a criminal?
Kalon's gonna sigh. He, I guess he, let me see. My inventory. He's gonna pull out a javelin of lightning, or from that night we killed. And I said, I was just a wee lad when this knight came into town, and I've always wanted to be one. It's been a goal for me.
How did you come upon that?
I found it on the way here.
This belonged to Albrecht, one of the sworn knights of Lord Regis. Are you like holding it out to him?
Yeah.
he is going to kind of like take it from you and look it over. Thank you for returning this relic. We shall see to it that it is returned to the Knights of the Golden Sun. Be on your way.
Kalan will nod and take off.
And one more thing. If you do win this tournament, remember, you will be swearing an oath to Lord Regis. You will forsake any others. Should you be granted power by the deep as your kind, are the Knights of Ulstadt. You might find that you are not as swift a swimmer after all.
Kalan will nod and continue on his way.
Yeah. So you make your way back across the bridge, and Hammond lets out yet another sigh of relief, like, holy shit, I can't believe that we got away with that. Well, for one, I was kind of hoping that I was going to get the spear, but that's kind of fine, I guess. Two, when he said forsaking oaths, what do you think he means?
Breaking a promise.
But I mean, that's not going to affect you, right? You're like, your oaths are... How does that work?
Words have power.
So if you go through with this, and you do swear an oath to Regis, then you're gonna lose your power?
I've never done it. We'll find out.
Well, shit. That might be something we want to figure out sooner rather than later, Master Kalan.
Aye.
Guess we're heading back to the castle now, huh? Shit. Alright. You make your way back to the central district, where we can see a fair few people lined up out the castle gate in like a single file line with their families. So maybe not so single file as much as organized clusters of chaos, but in files nonetheless. And as you kind of get to the tail end, Hammond lets out this huge, like, exasperated, relieved, oh shit, it's probably going to be backed up all day. We probably don't want to do this today, you know. We could come back tomorrow. Yeah, businesses will probably be open, and we can, you know, probably not have to wait so long. Waiting sucks, right? I fucking hate waiting.
Kalan's like vein in his forehead is like it's like throbbing by this point.
Okay, or we could just wait, I guess. Shit. Kind of like shuffles into the back of the line.
Is there like any merchants like offering food?
No, that would be a crime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't sell in the Central District. You can't sell anything in the Central District. Also, that would be conducting business on a Sunday. So they'd be breaking like 2 laws there.
Oh. Crap. I guess Kalon will pull out a ration and just say, take this. You're gonna need your strength.
Thanks, Kalon. I appreciate that. I'm actually getting kind of hungry. We didn't really have time for breakfast, and starts tearing into what is a ration for you?
It's probably some olive, maybe some garlic bread or something.
How did they think to put garlic on bread? That might just be the most ingenious creation that anybody's ever come up with.
You're gonna blow Hammond's mind.
Colin will be like, when you have thousands of years, you get creative.
Yes, and when you can't properly cook anything because you're leagues beneath the sea's surface, well, the skills must be refined quite exactly, you see.
Either way, this is the best. I could eat this every day of my life, and I don't think I would get bored of it.
Yes, before, well, our city sank. Master Kalan liked to show up his own cook quite often. It was a sight to behold.
I guess we'll take a switch over to Alma at this point, as Kalan and...
Well, so many people, the whole Southern District is dead. It didn't go well, guys!
So at the time that Kalan was making his way to the fortress, Alma, what did you and your daughter set out to do?
Well, I guess we secured the horses for the old fancy-ass carriage first.
So I was wondering, how are we going to get the chariot here?
Huh? It's in my bag! Huh, chariot!
Oh, shit. How much can you hold in that thing?
I don't know. At least one gilded chariot's worth. And apparently 10 sheep.
Is there 10 sheep in there right now?
Yeah, there is 10 sheep in the chariot, yes.
No.
I figured you might be hungry, yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mom. All the talk about horses made me hungry.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we should go find some fancy horses. Horses worthy of our stature, you know?
She kind of stops where she is and looks back to the north side. Do you think we should... I mean, they probably have horses from different parts of the world at the stables, right? At the south?
I would imagine so.
But the money place is to the north.
Mm-hmm.
So is all the, land. Okay, we'll keep going this way.
Making our way downtown.
So, as you make your way to the kind of square that the docks serves as in the Southern District, you can see large, wide open streets, plenty of traffic milling about. Again, no business being conducted, but people returning to their homes or other ways just enjoying their day of relaxation. As you kind of approach the dockside itself, you can see a rather large red stable off to the side of it.
That looks like the place right there.
Yeah, and as you pointed out to your daughter, you can see a great number of different horses with all manner of coats being led in off of ships and into the stables.
We're not very familiar with the different regional horses, are we, though?
I don't really know anything about this place, Mom.
Well, let's go ask the guy in charge. I'm sure he'll know.
Oh, okay. So as you make your way inside, you can see a rather portly fellow. He has black hair balding at the top and a rather cheery expression. He's helping the people coming in with the horses. And as the people start going to give him payment, he goes, "Oh, no, sorry, you'll have to come back tomorrow for that. We'll just keep the horses here for now." The guy kind of like looks really confused for a moment and like, right, Gibraltar, of course. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. The man who led the horses in leaves with his money in tow and goes to find a nice hotel to stay in for the evening. The portly fellow looks to you. Rather, are you in bat form or is it just your daughter at this point?
I imagine we went clothes shopping first.
Okay.
I don't know what the mist dressed like, but I kind of had visions of, is it Tully's gear from Mass Effect? Kind of that nice silken look, but without obviously like the gas mask aspect, more like a covered face veil to protect Alma from sunlight while she's in actual human form.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then daughter will be dressed in something similar.
Yeah. So accurate assumption on your part. Very like silken, kind of flowy gowns and whatnot. Lots of star and like moon iconography. The gowns that you bought for you and your daughter were probably very nice and fancy. Made at like a specialty shop here, and I imagine that probably would run you like 25 gold each. So you can just subtract
easy
that.
Peasy. That's nothing to Barovia.
Can the treasury spare such expenses?
I am the treasury.
Yeah, so you come in dripped the fuck out. The portly fellow looks to you and your daughter and, "Oh, hello there, missus. I didn't see you. Come right in. I'm just getting some horses put in. I'm afraid if you're looking to buy, I can't help you today, but if you come back tomorrow, I'd be happy to help you with whatever you need."
No. The funny part is, look into my eye socket. You can help me today.
I could help you today. What would you like?
2 horses, preferably of the mist variety.
You want the silver walkers. Those are a little bit more on the expensive side. About 500 each.
I didn't expect Gibraltar to charge dignitaries of other city-states so highly.
Well, have to make a living, you know.
No, because I'm not alive. Well then.
Sorry.
I'll pay. They're fine horses indeed. However, if you could spare me some information.
I'd be happy to tell you whatever you'd like to know.
I was just attending Lord Regis's ceremony? Ordination? Speech?
He smiles when you say that. Yes, it was a wonderful service. Those nasty evildoers beware. Lord Regis is here. And his knights are gonna mete out justice, just as he said.
I have no doubt about that. However, there was a particular man in the crowd, one who seemed dissatisfied with the way Lord Regis was running things, which I know is a travesty. He mentioned something of the grains not being given out fairly in his eyes, but I can see the silos right there. Clearly, if you're the ones tilling the fields and pulling the grains, then y'all have the most food, correct?
Well, of course, the plains is overflowing with food.
Well, I meant you specifically.
My family and I do all right. We charge a bit for the horses, yes, but as I said, have to make a living. Times being what they are, and, well, the economy being stagnant. People are ungrateful, we'll call it.
I can understand that. How big is your family?
I've got me and my daughter and my son. The wife died in childbirth, you understand. But yeah, I look after him now. Son's off at the university. Daughter, maybe she'll be inducted into the priesthood.
University, that's quite prestigious.
Well, my family did supply Lord Regis his horses back on the campaign ages ago, hence why we have the stables here right on the dock. The prime location, you see. We do most of the trading for horses here in town, even though those big hat fellows on the north side think that they have the finest horses. Well, they might think they have the finest horses of the plain, but we have the most variety from all over the world.
Certainly seems that way. You mentioned a campaign. It seemed during his speech Lord Regis isn't one to wage war too often.
As I said, it was my family. This was over 1,000 years ago.
Oh, that's quite some time. Long before I was born myself.
He nods. I come from a long line of horse traders, but I can tell you one thing. I can look at any horse in the eye and I'll know if something's not right.
I can understand that. I too take pride in my work. You know what? Let me pay you 1,000 for each horse.
Oh, that's incredibly gracious.
You were such a lovely conversationalist. Where would you recommend staying for the night? Well, an extended stay. You see, we're in town for the upcoming tournament.
Well, no offense meant, my lady, but if you have the money to spend on horses like that, you shouldn't be caught dead on the south side of the town. Maybe you are more down to earth than those big hats on the north side, but they do have the amenities.
Yes.
That is true. However, I've always felt myself more drawn to the common folk. As a merchant, you know.
Merchant? What do you trade?
Oh, all sorts of things. Oddities, if you will. You know, ranging from precious gemstones to items of the more magical variety.
Moonstone, eh? I guess that would explain why you have the coin to wave around. I suppose you lot in Velstad are doing much better economically speaking than most of the folks here, the ungratefuls, as we said.
Oh, yes. The wealth and there is spread much more equally than it seems to be here. No offense, of course. I know you work hard for your horses, but there definitely seems to be a bit more of a gap, I would say, between districts here than in my home city.
I've never rightly been to Velstadt. Sounds like a nice place.
It's quite lovely. Our Lord provides. Although we do our fair share of work, but she is very understanding of the plight of the common folk. As she said, you know, those who build, you know... I was trying to think of something like philosophical to say. Basically, you can't forget those at the bottom because they built the foundations of the great cities to come. And if you forgive my transgressions, it seems that the north side of town has long forgotten who built Gibraltar in the first place.
Give me a persuasion roll, please.
Yeah.
See how to heart he takes your words.
His heart's just gonna fucking explode. My entire life's been cracked open. Persuasion. Where's my persuasion? There it is.
There he is.
And just so you know, minimum of 25.
You have a 27.
Nice. Lay down, baby.
Huh. These seem pretty radical ideas, but if that's how Sinestra runs her lot, well...
I didn't know her name, and now I do.
I suppose I could get behind something like that.
She is a very benevolent lord. I mean, to each their own. I have nothing against Regis personally, but siblings will squabble, as it is.
Well, their lot is to look over the masses. Ours is to manage the little things, as they say, but... You are not wholly off base. There is truth to what you say. There's a inn on the northern side, but you might find that the people there a bit despondent to those that dwell from other cities.
Well, they sound like just the kind of folks to have a long, wine-filled discussion with, long into the wee hours of the night. I thank you for your patronage.
I thank you for your coin and the conversation. My lady, have a great evening.
You as well. Come, child, let us get the horses reined up and travel up north.
Oh, we'll have that done. You said you have a chariot.
Ah, yes, it's currently, because I pulled it out in front of the store, it's currently sitting outside with no horses.
I guess I can, and the door opens as one of his hands comes in and goes, "Do you see the golden chariot outside?" Alright. Oh, we'll have those horses ready for you in a moment. Golden chariot. My 10.
Hello?
There he is.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, video being weird. As he has the horses bound up to the chariot, you can see these two large gray horses, both of them mares, these long flowing locks that are, looks like mist kind of off of their backs when they move. And as they're beset to the golden chariot, the kind of contrast of the silver and the gold catches the sun that's beginning to set over the horizon in these kind of brilliant rays. Please,
beautiful horses.
He nods. Indeed, your home has produced some of the finest that one could wish for.
We do pride ourselves on that.
Don't tell anyone that we did business.
How much are we trading these horses for? They're gifts. They're gifts.
But it is our belief that no common man who works hard for his coin shall be left wanting. So please, 1,000 gold between us.
Most gracious of you. I will invest this gift you have bestowed upon my son's future at the university.
Yeah. No, you're God.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was like, kill your God. But no. Yeah, we'll string our horses up and start making our way up north to that thing he mentioned. Which I think will be a good time to bounce back to old Kalan.
I feel like you guys would be kind of Kalan would see you in this huge golden chariot being pulled by two magnificent silver mares.
Don't mind me, Kalan.
Kalan will just stare with a raised eyebrow.
All a part of our plan to destroy the city.
I imagine you don't actually yell the last part.
Gosh. That would be antithesis to our plan.
That would be, as you call it, a bad move.
Yeah, a non-pro gamer, a noob move, if you will.
Non-pro gamer move. Yeah. So Kalan, as the hours have dwindled, You can see that the sun is beginning to fall over the walls, and the people that are in line in front of you have grown increasingly despondent. They're like, we're not going to get seen today. Like, shit. One by one, they begin to file off ahead of you before Hammond kind of like stops where you guys are on the bridge, like, well, I did kind of expect this to happen.
Kalon will wait a little bit longer and see what happens.
There's a long sunset. Looks very pretty as it's cresting over the golden plates of the roof of the castle. And eventually, a couple of guards make their way up to you and say, you can't be loitering around here. You need to find somewhere else to go.
Oh, crap. Did I get double inspiration from the sunset?
No, unfortunately not.
I guess Kalon will take off and... where would I go? Would I go up north or would I go back to the south?
Your call.
I guess I would go back to the south. I'll make my way towards, let me see the map. Oh, I lost the map.
It's in images.
Joes. Oh yeah, I got disconnected.
Alright.
I need to come over again so Derek get some of that Natalie cooking.
Oh yeah, dude, this shit's great.
Oh, I know. I always looked forward to her cooking when we were playing in person.
Dude, it's so good. It gives me life,
Pork butt.
quite literally. Pork butt. Oh my god, her pork butt's the best fucking food of all time, dude.
My mom made chicken strips tonight with like panko breading and like garlic and shit mix. Oh,
that sounds so good.
I'm gonna get seconds later, but I just scarfed down a plate before our break ended, so I wouldn't have to eat on stream.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I wish I had known that dinner was gonna be ready. I would have drawn the break out for a little bit longer so I could have scarfed my food down, but it's okay. I'm grateful that I got food. So you head to the south.
Yeah, I'll go through the south gate and probably make my way back to the tavern we stayed at, right? We stayed at a tavern.
Yeah.
No, we took over the clock tower. Wait, did we stay at a tavern after that?
I think you stayed at a tavern after that.
Yeah, because we decided that if it was public property, people were going to be walking into the clock. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We did find a nice tavern.
Yeah. I believe it was the Gilded Apple, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's it. The Gilded Apple.
Back to the Gilded Apple for us.
You make your way inside where you can see that it's actually a pretty lively crowd. Taverns being one of the few businesses that are allowed to operate on Sundays, it's kind of one of the only places that people can really go and do anything. So there's a rousing crowd going. There's a couple of bards playing instruments in the center of the tavern itself, and most people seem to be in very good spirits. They are enjoying themselves, happy, and drinking a lot. And yeah, ale is cheap. It's somehow cold and tastes really good.
I think Kalon, with his disguise, will partake and get to know the his new countrymen of the south.
Sure. So after some time,
maybe an arm wrestling match, you know.
You want to ask for an arm wrestling match? Okay. Strength athletics.
Classic anvil move.
Come at me, bro. Wait, where is it? Oh, there it goes.
You win. By a lot.
I guess I'll be as rowdy and be like, any other takers? I'm betting gold.
Oh yeah, when you start talking about gold, you start getting some people interested. For a moment, people were like, like you just kind of almost broke that guy's arm. I don't know if I want to take part in that. Then you start talking gold, and people start paying attention. One by one, you beat them. Just bam, bam. We get like a montage of like slams of your hand on top of other people's onto the table. Oh, thanks for the stretch, Jess. Much appreciated. Ooh, did you hear that elbow pop? Oh.
I guess Kalan, knowing he's the best, still takes off from that and just like has a good night's rest. You know, he's just like has a smile on.
Yeah. You start getting
Just says to Emil, "I'm the best, aren't I?"
Of course, sire. Who else could even stand to claim as such?
And Alma, you arrive to this tavern on the northern side. You can see a large, kind of like full moon with like a crescent of a sun taking up like about a third of it. It's called the Sun and Star Inn.
Ooh. Well, just make our way inside.
As you make your way in, very much the same. Much less rowdy though. Much more socially calm, I guess you could say. But for people described as big hat, they are having a good night in their own way. There are bards playing in the center of this tavern as well. We can see like numbers of courtesans in various stretches of the room that like work at the inn itself. We can see a great number of very froofy looking individuals all around this tavern, inn rather, I guess, eating huge meals, which is like a stark contrast to what we saw on the other side in the south, where they, if anybody was eating anything, it was significantly smaller portions, whereas here it's these large servings of luxurious and succulent foods. We can see, instead of like somehow chilled ale, we can see like these very fancy bottles of wine freely flowing, just like it's a Sunday and they're taking off like top shelf bottles of wine and uncorking them and like giving everybody a small glass of like very fancy wine, like on the house because it's Sunday. Like very extravagant displays going on in this tavern.
Never once an almost law. Well, who looks like they're not enjoying all that happening?
Probably the service people, the individuals who work in this establishment but aren't fortunate enough to enjoy such niceties and fineries.
Well, I guess Emma and Ariana will make their way up to the innkeep.
This very well-dressed woman has this long red dress on, stands opposite of the bar, and finishes uncorking a wine before putting its contents into a carafe and then putting it on the bar to be taken to a customer. She looks at you and says, well, hello there. I don't think we get very many travelers, but you're more than welcome. What can I get for you?
What is their most expensive thing?
Do you ask her that?
Well, I didn't know if there was like a menu hanging up somewhere or something, but if not, then yeah, I'll ask her.
Well, if you're looking to make a statement, we do have various wines imported from Aegir. Ulstadt Deep Whiskey, of course, never fails to impress, but if you're looking to get someone on your side, well, Borgier Gin. Borgier Gin is quite hard to come by, and I would wager that we have a particular bottle that has been here for a number of years that we've been waiting for the right customer, or perhaps the right moment.
And what might that run?
If you have to ask, I must say I am curious as to how you might be able to afford it.
My dear, I could buy this entire establishment out from underneath your feet.
3,000 gold.
3,000 gold? Here's 12,000. Clear out the clients. Service staff only.
She rings a little silver bell. The service people come up. Inform our guests that this establishment has been closed for the evening. They very calmly begin going out and spreading the word, and we can see a fair number of people upset as they're leaving. Nobody's like gonna make a scene and, you know, tarnish their reputation here, but they file out, and as we fade into our second break, you are left into the inn with yourself and the service staff.
Is this what it's like to be at the top of capitalism?
Yes.
So much fun.
Don't go anywhere, anybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with more Death Roll. Back, folks. Thank y'all so much for patiently waiting. I surely do appreciate it. Thank you ever so much, Vincent and Bar Cartography, for the raid. Much love, homie. Thank you, thank you. Folks. The the Sun and Star Tavern is closed for the evening. The service staff are lined up behind the bar where Alma and her daughter are perched at right now. The proprietor of this establishment, this beautiful woman with a long red dress, is currently walking around the other side of the bar to where her service staff are lined up with her little silver bell. As she stands at the head of them, she has already had everybody else that was in here a few minutes ago leave, and has since locked the doors. The lights are dimmed as well, so as to not be inviting to other people that might see you from the street.
I assume that was enough gold for you then.
My lady, 12,000 gold in a time like this is... Well, to be quite honest with you, it is quite a lot. You claimed to buy this establishment. Is that what you seek?
Just imagine, it's Ariana's dragon horde that we're spinning, so she's just that meme with, the vein. When the guy's like,
oh yeah, 100%. She's like, are you fucking serious? You can, hear her thoughts, scratching along, the walls of your mind, my God!
In my defense, I promised her, first come, first serve in Gibraltar's Vault Horde when we inevitably top level the city, so...
Reminding her of that seems to quell a little bit the scrapings and scratchings until after a moment it's like a dull roar in the back of your mind.
Yeah, the money we're spending now, my child, is nothing compared to what I'm sure Regis has locked away on it, especially with his fucking attitude.
But she's a child.
I know.
She's 50 years old as a dragon, but in a dragon, that's a child. She's like...
Okay, calm down, Reddit.
Okay, you weirdo.
I'm just fucking with you. But no, I get it.
She's your kid.
50 years old. Yeah. Technically, she's my weapon abomination that I wish into existence, but...
True.
She doesn't know that.
True.
Actually, I'm not sure how much of that she knows. But,
probably none of it, seeing as how your mind is shielded, unless you told her.
Even as a dragon, she's still very much a juvenile, right?
Yeah.
50 years? Yeah.
Yeah. She's a wormling until, I want to say 100. I'm going to double check on that.
I think that's right, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Technically, actually, she's no longer a wormling. She is a young dragon. A wormling is a baby. She is not a baby.
It did it.
She is a
She's
young
grown
dragon.
up.
Well, no, she's still young. So she is still like a juvenile. She is young until she hits the age of 101. Then she is considered an adult. So she will be growing to the size of a full-grown adult in this time. Right now, she looks like she's probably like 8, 9, whereas she looked significantly younger that entire time, but she had a scary amount of intelligence that probably made most mortals ill at ease around her and not really want to spend any amount of time around her.
Yeah, she gets all those vibes. What is the innkeep's name?
Her name is Renee.
Renee! I dated a Renee once. For youth convention. You were there.
I remember Renee.
She was very sweet. I hope she's doing alright wherever she is. It's been 15 years, but I hope she's doing good because I know she was going through some shit. Well, Renee, sheer curiosity, if I were to put another 12,000 on the table, would you kill the person to your right?
She looks to one of the service staff people, looks back to you. Give me an insight check.
Insight. So hard. I'm having one.
I'm having an
I've been listening. Been listening to too much last podcast. It is spooky season, though.
You get the feeling that if you gave her enough money, you could probably convince this woman to do just about anything.
See, Renee, that's where I have a problem. And then I'm going to stab her through the chest with black sunblade.
Renee dies.
Let that be a witness to the rest of you. Loyalty that can be bought is not loyalty.
They all kind of gasp in horror at what you've just done. A couple of them look as if they want to bolt, but stand their ground for the moment.
Hummer makes her way behind the bar and takes that fancy bottle and starts pouring some glasses as she speaks. You see, loyalty that can be bought is no different than what Regis is doing to you. He stands up there on his pulpit, his ivory tower, his high horse, if you will, and he preaches about how much he protects you, how much you mean to him. But if I were to walk up to Regis and say you were all dissenters, or that you wanted to go your own way, or hell, if I even paid the man enough, he'd smite you where you stand. And then Alma pushes like the glasses of the, what was it, a rum?
Borgia
Gin.
Gin.
It was gin. She gives each of the service people a gin, a glass of gin.
They slowly, like, one at a time, like, approach the bar, like, willing to hear you out.
So tell me, when was the last time one of Regis's men walked in here and offered you a glass of the finest bottle you had? Or smote the person that rang a bell like you were animals?
One of the young men says, none of them. None of them ever gave a shit about us.
Never. But, I'm going to try to remember this as a person. Delvania?
What?
the Lordess, the Queen of the Mist.
Sinestra.
The guy, Sinestra. I knew it started with an S. You see, Sinestra believes in equality. That your work is actually... Oh man, we're getting socialism up in here. That what you put in is what you get out. And do I know the name of that city yet? I don't think I almost learned that.
What city?
Sinestros.
Velstadt.
Velstadt, we have heard that.
You've heard
see,
all the names of the
Velstadt,
cities, of the major cities at this point. He said them. Regis said them in his speech earlier.
That he did. You fool.
Mm-hmm.
You teaching me all these things. Well, you see. In Velstadt, where I originate from, we believe in helping our fellow man. Now one might argue that I'm far above you in social class, and let there be no mistake that I am. I could easily afford to have each of you killed, let alone your entire bloodline. However, could I use my money for that? No. I came in here, freed you from your shackles, and bought you a nice drink. That's what we offer in the land of the mist. This land of the sun that they tout as paradise is far from it, my friends. Regis sits upon his ivory tower, beaming his radiance out. But instead of enlightening you, it's blinding, isn't it? Scorching, overbearing even. Could you even speak out against him without being executed on the spot? Just this morning, a man raised a concern with the guard about how his family wasn't getting enough rice for his family. That he himself grew with his own hands. That he goes out there every morning and pulls from the earth. Yet they take it from him. He can't even feed his own children. And you know what they did to him? When he raised those concerns, they executed him on the spot. Me and my daughter witnessed it with our own eyes. I may be here under the guise of a merchant, but Sinestra has sent me to rein in her brother, if you will. You may be children of the sun, but the Lady of the Moon counts you as her own. And the moon is far more inviting than harsh sunlight.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna have you roll for that. That was beautiful, Ted. Well done.
Thank you. That was the Oktoberfest beer coming. I'm a theater kid, as you can tell.
Yeah, they are super picking up what you're putting down. They like kind of all share a glance before in unison raising this glass like to you, waiting for you to.
We're all sharing one.
They all drink with you, and yeah, you have absolutely founded the what you call it, the
a speakeasy Gibraltar.
A speakeasy in Gibraltar, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. I was gonna say like the foundations of a fomented insurrection, but
yeah, pretty much. Well, also, which one of you is qualified to replace poor Renee here, who is now a pile of ash?
The same young man that spoke up earlier steps forward. He says, "Tobias, if it please your lady."
Now, Tobias. Continue as you normally would. Raise no suspicions. But, listen closely. If you find those in the bar that would have a willing ear to what I've spoken of tonight, let them know.
We will do whatever you tell us to. We will see
Very
change
well.
come to Gibraltar.
She reaches out, puts a hand on Tobias's shoulder. Change is hard to come, my friend. And Regis is scared of it.
Wonderfully done. Well,
And then the disco ball comes down. We're like, bam, 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 bam. We're all just doing flossing on the fucking counter.
well, how much are you going to be willing to invest into this? I'm going to give you a level 1 establishment with that.
Max that bitch.
Okay, how much gold is that? I don't remember.
I can pull it up real fast. Yeah. I've already had the mom-daughter talk with Ariana about how investments work.
We're going to get it back and more over time.
I mean, it's literally trying to explain that to, like, I don't know what the equivalent would be, an 8-year-old, a toddler. It's like, okay, I'm going to take your $8, right? But in a week, I'm going to give
She's
you...
not a toddler. She's like 9, so...
I don't know. I don't have a kid. So, but like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I could explain investing to my niece, Gwen, if I used candy, probably. Or like,
Yeah, but like, if you gave her an entire bag of like jelly beans, and you're like, but now I'm taking it from you, but if you wait 2 weeks, I'll give you 10 bags.
Well, no, that's not how you would want to do it, because then that you're teaching her to like get fooled by charlatans. What you do is you give her like a handful of jelly beans, and like you put it on the table, and then you like, okay, so let's say we have 10 jelly beans, but we could do blah 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 blah, and then you like walk her through it as if it's like a logical step, because otherwise you're like just setting her up to get like people.
I'm under the impression that Ariana would fully grasp it.
Well, she's more
as I
intelligent
explained it to her
by a lot. So,
she is.
Yeah.
She's by a large margin. She's smarter than Alma. She will be a beautiful tactician one day. But right now she's still in her. But I want my gold now.
Definitely, she's still incredibly emotional.
So that's the establishment.
She's about to be effectively a teenager, and she's definitely going to have a goth phase that's probably going to last the rest of her life. She's going to see Morticia Adams, and she's going to be like, "Yep, that's me forever."
We're just gonna like walk onto his balcony one day, and just like off in the distance, you hear like the softest black parade. And then, like, as Ariana gets
Just
closer,
a single key.
ding, 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 ding. On the pipe organ as Barovia flies into view.
Great. Oh, that's brilliant.
But let's see. The establishment to a max will be 6, 12. It'll be 20,000 gold.
All right,
Sorry,
so
audio.
subtract that from your character sheet.
Will do. But if this is the little cancer tumor that we can spread amongst Gibraltar, then so be it.
Well, yeah, I mean, what you're doing with 20,000 gold is you're giving these new insurgent, like this as I said, this newfound like outlaw band that is aimed towards breaking the wheel. You're giving them 20,000 gold and telling them, like, spend it wisely, but, get what we need. We're going to need, weapons. We're going to need people more than anything else. And we're going to need an information network. You're going to have to set up that information network, though.
Yeah. I might have to make some spawns.
Also, these people don't really know anything about fomenting an insurrection. They just really want to, like, bring down Regis.
That's all it takes, really.
No, it takes a lot more than that. It takes logistics.
Technically, yes and no. As far as Alma's perspective, because, like, let's say Alma got every single person in the Southern District willing to die against Regis's armies. Mm-hmm. She doesn't care if they just throw themselves into the blender. Mm-hmm. Because Regis already lost half of his city, technically.
Because, like, the ultimate part is not half of his city, though.
Well, I'm being hyperbolic. Because ultimately, for Alma and Kalan, it's like Gibraltar's like the chest cavity, right? Mm-hmm. So to Alma, it doesn't matter how we rip it apart. As long as Alma and Kalan can get at the heart, which is what Regis is, then so be it. I mean, Alma doesn't give a shit about these people that she just gave a rousing speech to.
Right.
They don't need to know that, but...
I don't expect that Alma does care about them. The point that I'm making is that getting information and sequestering the information about a rebellion is going to be a lot of hard work.
Oh god, don't tell me. Oh no, do I have to bring her in? Do I literally have to bring fucking Arya into this fucking place? No.
Well,
Granted, despite all of her shortcomings, she was very good at information gathering. I will cede her that.
I didn't even think of that, to be honest with you, but that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I'll probably bring Ariana in to teach them the ins and outs of, well, I mean, she's my spy master. Basically, how to fucking do that. Ariana, prove yourself to me for once.
That's your daughter, you mean Arya.
I mean, yeah, Arya. Same thing. And for those of you who didn't catch Curse of Strahd, Arya is my lovely were-raven spy master who tried to assist me in combat once and just didn't.
More than once.
So Alma
like
has a
times. She was useless.
Alma being somebody who very much values strength and doing. Yeah, not a big fan of Arya.
Yeah,
she's very good at spying, though.
Single attack off. But yeah, she was really good at information gathering, that campaign.
Yep. That's honestly why she's still alive and why she's my spy master. Probably because Erwin was like, can you not kill my niece? Can we just, like, find her a place where she's, like, good at what she does? I'm like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, his brother did get, ganked, so it makes sense that he would want to look after his brother's daughter. Yeah, so your plan is going to be to go back to the tree and get...
Summon Ariana, and yeah. And then I'll place her as the new host of the inn. She can replace Renee.
Okay.
Sure, she can pull some charisma out of her ass. And then teach them about, how to differentiate between, oh, that's a good mark to hit because I heard them whispering about being dissatisfied with income or something, you know? How to scope out who to whisper the things to, because you don't just walk up to the knight that's got everything handed to him and be like, yo, you want, like, usurp this entire system that's been working so well for you?
Very true. Well, wonderful. It is at this point, I think, that we will pivot over to Kalan, who...
Smite!
I assume is getting up bright and early to go to the castle the next morning.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be there at like what do you call it, 4:30 before rush hour. You know.
Hammond is half asleep as he's kind of standing there with you, waiting, really relying on the metal frame of the plate mail to kind of like lock into place and keep him standing upright, so he doesn't have to exert so much effort to do it himself. As you guys are kind of waiting, finally, once the sun begins to rise at about 5, the glittering gold of the roof begins to catch its rays. And the gates are opened. You can see a fair number of people behind you beginning to form up, but you absolutely beat them here, being the first without really need to sleep or anything.
Yeah. The early worm gets the bird, you know.
The early worm gets the bird, indeed. As you make your way into the castle, you can see the same chambers that you were led into the last time. This large circular kind of foyer where an official is presiding at this large kind of judge's bench is what it looks like, but it's like set into the side wall of the castle's architecture. Step forward and state your business. JJ, hi.
JJ!
Morning.
Oh no, did JJ miss the speech? I'm proud of that speech.
It was a good speech.
I'm gonna put that on my resume.
Should.
I don't remember it, but I'm gonna put it on there.
You can always go back to the VOD.
I hate my voice, so I hate watching my VODs.
That's fair. You get used to it once you do it enough.
Yeah, like, what was it you said you were doing? That, like, when you're streaming, you're actually listening to your voice playback, and that blew my mind, because I feel like that would drive me to insanity. But I can see why you would have to do that.
Yeah, it's direct monitor. I have to have direct monitor going.
So you can hear it. Yeah, so you can make sure that the quality is good the whole time.
And now if I don't have it on, it feels so weird. Like if I'm on like another like headset or something that doesn't have like real-time feedback in my ears. Like, am I talking? Am I actually saying words right now?
Our work. Do I exist?
Alright, sorry, Jihan. He says, state your business.
Here to become a hedge knight for the Salt.
He looks you up and down. Oh, right. You came in, what was it, 2 days ago. I remember you. Very well. You shanghaied this man into being your hedge knight. Some people have all the luck, as they say. And he gives you this look of like, but it ain't you. Very well, we will have you escorted before Lord Regis's throne, where you will swear your fealty. As you make your way, there is a cadre of royal guards. They wear this gleaming, like, silver plate that's embroidered with gold, emblazoned with the rune of their lord over their heart in this very large fashion. As they lead you into this very large chamber, you can see that the interior structure is completely made of marble. It's this elegant, almost white stone. It's so like gray, and all over it there's carved in and set in like bas reliefs on walls and on the floor these magnificent sculptures of gold, all of it just pure high quality gold set into absolutely everything. It is far and away the most extravagant room you have ever seen. The throne itself is this positively massive stairwell that leads this spiral around the base of it before it comes up to this platform 10 feet wide, upon which a solid gold throne, 60 feet at its highest point, elaborately decorated with all manner of gemstones and platinum and anything that you could possibly imagine. Ivory, ebony, anything, set into this huge slab of gold that has been carved out for this lord. As you are brought before it, the knights around you form this kind of diamond shape, and they say, "A knight will be in soon to swear you in. Make peace with your old life. For now, you serve the Golden Throne forever."
Colin will meditate on what that means.
Give me intelligence religion check. Words have power, and when sworn before something so magnificently imbued with the power of a lord, you are quite certain that if you go through with this oath, you will not be able to raise a hand to Regis. And it's about the time that you put that together that a positively massive man strides into the room. He has this huge great bow strapped along his back, and this quiver of arrows that seem to be made of pure golden light themselves. The fletching is solid in its state. He, as I said, he's massive. He's tall as shit. He's 12 feet tall. Just like that knight was in Wistria. And as he makes his way up in front of you, "Kneel," he says. Do you resist?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, let me see what's save this is.
Sorry, Alma-chan. This is where I die.
Oh, don't worry. If Alma was there with you, she would also be like, "If you kneel, you're a bitch."
It is a wisdom
pretty
saving
sure
throw.
Pretty sure you can take this guy if it comes to it. We kneel to no man, especially no boy playing lord. What is a man?
You can feel the weight pushing down on you, Kalon. But through your power, you resist this command. We can see this golden ring light up around your feet, this intricate design spiraling inwards with magnanimous runes glittering in gold. And as it sparks up against your form, and starts to pull you down. We can see you stand upright, proud and nobly, and there's this sound like glass shattering as the seal around your feet breaks. "What is this?" says the knight.
Kalon will smile. I come not to kneel, but to be equals.
Fuck him up, Kalon.
"This is blasphemy," he says as he unslings his great bow from his back. Kalon, please roll initiative.
You got this. This guy ain't shit.
Initiative. Oh, there we go.
Oh no, not this music. I hope you know you've like triggered me, Derek, with the fucking Witcher theme song ever since Anvil and Talia.
That's good.
I'm driving down the road and the song comes on. And I'm like, oh no. she's just in there in the background, like, and no one knows.
Have Emil roll, please, as well. I'm assuming he's there with you. No.
Also, we have a hydrate in chat, so
He, let's see. Yeah, thank you, Andrew, for the hydrate. Would they have other people come? Yeah, they would allow other people to witness you swearing fealty before the Golden Throne. That would be like an important moment in somebody's life. So your Hammond and Emil would be there as well. Kalon, you go first.
Alright, how far away is he from me?
The moment that he unslung his great bow, another like ray of gold appeared around his feet, and he is now 60 feet away from you.
Alright, I'm gonna move 30 feet. And bonus, is it bonus action? No, it's not bonus action. To Mystic Step to him.
Okay.
That's my, was it the feat I took?
Your Fey ancestry feat. Yep.
Yeah. And was that an action or a bonus action?
It is a bonus action to use Misty Step.
Alright. I begin my onslaught on him. So, crap. Oh no.
Oh wow, and nat 1, bro. The dice are telling a story right now. I'm listening, are you?
I'm using the inspiration.
Alright.
he's refusing that story. He's like, fuck this. I write my own chapters.
What is it you said when you stabbed Strahd? I'm the captain of my own destiny.
Something like that. And then he blew up.
And then I blew up.
Oh god.
Go ahead and reroll, buddy. Here it is. One
That's
hit.
much better.
Let's see here. Before you roll damage, he uses his bow to redeflect the strike. We can see the cold and smite of your attack, like ricocheting off of the bow, which, as you see, it has no string, but it just like clang, and there's this loud as he just redirects the strike down to the ground where it sinks into the marble.
Oh no.
He used his warding maneuver.
Oh, I had my turn there.
Emil.
Emil is gonna not hold back this round. He's going to town.
He snaps his staff in half.
This might be one of those spray and pray. Let me see. I'm guessing this guy's a legendary dude, huh?
He's got a name. And we know the other guy that we thought was the Knight of the Plains, and he sucked. So
He's legendary.
You had to be sworn in by a superior knight, and
Alright,
if you're asking the little devil bat on your shoulder, that's almost. I say, yeah, hit him really fucking hard.
Alright, I used my blight on him. Good luck.
Also, you learn that Derek only plays this music if something fucking fucky's going down.
So he fails.
let's see. He's supposed to have advantage on that saving throw, so drag it onto him again, please. It did not parse magic resistance. Okay, he still fails.
Right. And then he gets, does he get anything from that?
If it kills him.
Okay. That's his turn.
He, being rushed by you, redirects your blow, and we can see this black bolt of lightning lashing out from Emil's staff. And then down the hall behind him, we can hear the knights hearing this commotion, and immediately, like, the castle guard begin coming into this area from behind. The blast hits, or the bolt of lightning, I should say, hits the knight square in the chest and kind of like rebounds off of him a bit. He takes the full amount of the damage, but didn't seem to wound him too much. He is going to he's going to use his bonus action to teleport 60 feet away up to the platform at the steps of the Golden Throne. Him being one of the only people that is allowed to even come to this dais. And he's going to start raining fire down on you. That's one. That is a second one that does hit. And now he gets to make this last one without disadvantage because that last one hit. Ooh. So we can see as he like straightens this bow out, when he pulls his hand back, 3 arrows. Is it 3 or is it 4? 4, right? Because the last guy had 4 attacks. I had to make sure. Good deal. There we go. I can't waste the opportunity, you know? I have to make sure that I'm getting everything that I got out of it. He pulls back his hand, and we can see 4 of these great golden bolts pulled from a solid gold string that was not there a moment ago. And when he unleashes them, we can see them striking down all at once. You shroud yourself in your cloak, which is enough to block off one. Your animated shield comes up to the side, which is enough to hit the second, but then one hits you in the chest, and then a second one like hits you square in the stomach. And when you look down, I'm gonna need a strength saving throw from me, please. You are not pinned. The castle guards arrive at the end of the turn. They are about 30 feet away from Emil. It is your turn, Kalon.
Kalon is gonna use his bonus action to jump. Can I jump 60 feet?
You cannot jump 60 feet. You can use your bonus action to begin flying, though.
I fly.
What is your fly speed when you start flying? Is it equal to your walking speed? I'm not sure. It's in your abilities. It is liberating freedom. Equal to your current speed.
Okay. So if I'm on a horse, that's like 60 feet, right?
Your horse would have to be able to fly. Your current speed.
Okay, it's 30.
Then you can fly 30 feet.
So I'm 30 feet away from him.
You could then use your action to dash and fly closer.
Alright, that's a good idea. I'll make that happen. So I'm within melee range of him now?
You are.
Alright, I end my turn there.
Alright. It is Emil's turn. There are 6 guards that are starting to form a wedge between him and the escape. Hammond is looking at him, looking at you like, shit, am I about to die today?
So here's the plan. Tell me if this works. Can I destructive wave the area that they're coming from? Instead of doing damage, I'll block their way in, so we can 1v1 or 1v2 this guy while Hammond finds a way out.
I do not see that spell being enough to bring down the house like that. As I described, it is solid marble, which is one of the denser stones. It's also quite beautiful.
Alright, so
Destructive Wave doesn't have the juice for that, no.
Alright, so Emil will make his way into the fray and cast it.
Alright, go ahead and, I think you should be able to still... Can you do that? If you select his token and then you hold control, you can target all of them, even in just the combat tracker without tokens, or without the map. So I selected all of those for you. You can drag the save into chat. Look at Ted's hair. It's getting so long. Your hair looks nice, Ted.
Thank you. Sorry.
So,
I just had it come back and I was like, I'm going to put it back in the front.
so they failed.
You can drag the damage in there. Guard number 4 passed, of course, because of course he did.
And then they're prone.
Oh yeah. So that is a lot of shit that happens right there. We see Emil like blasting with the black lightning in one moment, and then like he's like begun floating up at this point, and like he reaches his usual combat height of about like 5 feet up, and then he like looks to see all of these encroaching castle guards, just points his staff towards them, and instantly like half of their armor just gets like blasted away from them. We can see like the facing area of them just like completely necrotic over, like all these black veins spiraling out from the blast area, and all of them like knocked from their feet, except of course for Castle Guard number 4, because of course it's Castle Guard number 4. It's the channel meme, and memes are reality at this point. He
Sorry,
passed to
Elon,
save.
I can't help you.
He passed to save though.
Of course he does. He's guard number 4.
Yep.
I have my own back in Barovia. Sebastian, I think. We had to name him. He was so memey.
Sebastian.
And then I think at that point he'll end. Wait, unless there's a bonus action. I think he only has actions on.
I don't remember. I know he has a reaction channel divinity.
I end turn there.
Okay. the knight that you have just flown towards sees these horrific bony wings that have just erupted out of your back and can now see you for what you truly are, this menacing skeleton of this kind of greenish blue flame from the inside and this ancient aged armor that's kind of entombing your body. And as you soar towards him with your glaive pointed, he bats it aside and just like full closed fist like punches the light out from you. He's going to be making some attack rolls with his long sword here.
You can try.
You are marked currently because he already hit you, which I think that means. Let me see here. Ah, what's that sound? Fuck.
That.
There's some weird sound. Right, okay. So you are marked until the end of his next turn. So until the end of this turn, you are marked. While it is within 5 feet of him, a creature marked has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target him. Okay, that's how the mark works. And then it's also got something else. So he lashes out with his first punch that your cloak like wraps around his fist for a moment. At that point, he is going to make a second attack. That is 2 natural 20s with disadvantage. I want you to know that. That was 2 natural 20s with disadvantage.
Pretty good.
The dice are telling a story. Are you listening? Oh, Lord Jesus. Also, he's going to punish the marked. As a bonus action, the Cavalier can make a melee weapon attack against a creature marked if the damage dealt by the last turn was advantage on the attack roll, and if it hits. Okay, so he'll do that next. That's a lot of dammies. Yeah, your cloak like wraps around his fist, and he just like we can hear the hem of it like tearing, and he just like rears back and just like crit smite. Punches the shit out of you. We can hear like the bones in your neck snapping as the radiant damage like warps your body. And then he's gonna go again. Your shield got that one. Ooh, and that one. And now I have to make a decision. Yeah, he's gonna do it. So he should have actually advantage on this, so I'm just gonna roll this into chat. $19 hits you.
Let me see. It might hit me. I think so.
Okay. Ooh, that's low damage, but it does deal an additional 5 because he's using Punish the Marked. So he's hammering blows into you. He rips your cloak, your shield like comes up and takes like 2 of the punches, like, and we can see like a huge rent being torn into it. And then like finally he just like bats it away with his bow and then just like slams his fist square into your face. And that is his turn.
What a dick. If you touch your face, you know what that means.
True. So the castle guards are going to spend half of their movements to get up. Then they are going to get 15 feet closer to Emil and start shooting at him with their crossbows.
Oh.
And another one. Yeah, so the third one is now going to be firing his shot. That was almost a crit. Guard number 4 did not get knocked down, so he's going to charge him with his greatsword. That's a hit. Ouch. How many attacks does he get with his greatsword? 2. Okay. Oh, 2 hits. Of course he does, because he's guard number 4. Guard number 5 gets up, launches crossbow bolt. And guard number 6. Blam. Yeah, so they all get their licks in on Emil, and it is Kalan's turn.
Alright. So, Kalan's gonna righteous smite this guy. I'm sorry.
He's gonna try to deflect that again. That is just enough.
How many deflex does this guy get?
He gets... Not that I have to tell you. He gets 4 a day.
Damn. Does he deflect that one too?
No. It's, Oh, shit. It doesn't consume his reaction. Interesting. He rolled a 1. That is 2 less than he needed. He needed a 3.
So I'll smite him, just to be safe.
Blam!
And then I'll get him with the back.
Oh, the crit!
I'll smite him again.
And you just righteous smited him, you said?
Yeah.
So that means this is going to be dealing double your necrotic damage.
Sorry.
Give it to him, dude. Oh, Lord. Okay, so that is going to be... 8 plus 12, 14, 20, 49, 34, 39, 43, 49, 53, 59. An additional 59 damage. How do you kill him?
Nice.
I guess he'll surprise him with the back of his glaive, and he'll just do like a spin around and probably like chop him in half or something.
Oh, sick, dude.
Off the balcony or whatever he's on.
Oh, he's like on the dais, like that's like part of the golden throne itself. Like where you sit on it is like up at the highest point where like the big huge like back goes. He's on like the 10-foot platform right in front of it. And go ahead.
Just spray it with blood. With his blood. You know.
Oh yeah, beautiful. He is no more. As you slice through this knight, we can see his form like exploding with gore all over the golden throne. And all of the castle guards look to you and feel fear real fear deep in their guts. Legit fear. What do you do?
I land next to them. And since they're within my aura, they can't move. They start taking psychic damage.
Castle Guard 1 dies. Castle Guard 2 dies. Castle Guard 3 dies. Castle Guard 5 dies. And Castle Guard 6 dies.
Nice.
Leaving only Castle Guard 4.
I'll end my turn there.
Hydrate.
Oh, hydrate. Thank you, JJ. Much appreciated.
Ah.
Well, I guess he's frozen in place, so do I get advantage?
Yeah.
Alright. Emil's gonna guess he'll just shoot him with a guiding bolt or necrotic bolt.
Alright.
I don't see him on the combat tracker. Okay. Oh, he disappeared.
Sorry, I think I accidentally double-clicked. My mouse is acting funky again.
Alright. Nice, I hit.
Blam! He survives, because of course he does. He's card number 4.
The legend himself. Take him as your own.
Emil...
Make him turn him into a. What do you make? Whites? Make him a white.
That's a good idea.
Emil blasts this guard with a necrotic bolt kind of offhandedly, expecting him to just die outright. But he doesn't. He stands defiant, and even though he's absolutely mortified, he is going to make a wisdom saving throw on his turn.
The Chads.
What's your DC?
For the fear?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check real quick.
So, Derek. How do you remedy your post-workout aches?
Sauna.
You have a sauna. See, like, the one they're moving our gym to has a sauna, so hopefully that's, like, nice to have later on.
Also branch chain amino acids while I'm working out. Sauna and then protein after I work out as well. And I found that a combination of those 3 things really helps keep the soreness away.
Sure.
Well, I'm looking for it.
It should be any of your spell save DCs.
Don't save DC.
Yeah, buddy.
Where are you hiding?
I don't know if you actually have any spells that will require DC. Thunder Smite has one. Okay, so your DC is 15, so he passes. Beats it. So he breaks the fear, levels his great sword at you, and he's just going to charge straight towards you, giving you everything he's got. That would have been a crit. He comes in for what was absolutely going to be a death blow on a lesser person, like going straight for your heart using the range of his greatsword, and your cloak like swirls around it, displacing your form. And then he comes in with his second and probably last attack. He comes in and tries to do a proper end him rightly maneuver where he grips the length of his blade in his gauntleted hands, does this huge arcing twist, and comes to slam down the hilt, the crossguard of his blade into your collar and gorget and just fucking... But you just catch his sword by its own hilt. It's your turn, Kalon.
Alright, I'll use my brand of Hellfire on him.
Ooh. Bonus action brand. Remind us what that does again?
He takes additional fire damage, and he has to make a charisma saving throw to resist the brand.
Okay. That is an 8.
Alright, he's branded. Alright, so I'm just gonna, I'll end him here. Make him one of my people.
Give us the attack roll, buddy. How do you take Castle Guard number 4 into your ranks?
Catching his sword and just slowly putting my glaive into his chest.
The light leaves his eyes as we can see this moldering black, circle beginning to form over his chest the further the glaive gets pushed in, and we can see this ring of that bluish-green fire begin to, ignite at the edges of the circle. And as his final breath escapes, we can see his very soul leaking out in between the two of you. There's such little space, and it slowly drifts into your mouth. His skin goes pale, and he doesn't blink, but we can see him begin to move again. Your glaive retracting from his chest, we can see him going down to one knee. This spark of life that was once inside his eyes replaced with a soulless, ravenous hunger for the destruction of all life.
My master, what is thy bidding?
In the background, we can hear a great thunderous number of feet as they begin coming into the castle, into the throne room from side chambers that kind of wrap all the way around the interior of the castle.
Basically, he'd tell him to return to the others. And Kalan will take Hammond over shoulder, fly through if there's an open window or a way out.
Yeah. We see hiding his new condition, this guard scrambles out of the room and makes his way outside. You can see a large open window that rests with its golden sunbeams square on the throne that we can see Kalon soaring out of. And I think it's probably the best point for us to end the session. Well, thanks for being here, folks. That was good. I fucking anticipated that fight going a completely different direction. But
it happens. That's D&D for you, baby.
Very true. That's what we have those resources for. Good shit. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you guys for playing. Ted, Jihan, I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Love you.
Aw. Let's outro to something a little bit more chill.
Staple tapeworms on my penis. My new favorite theme song.
I don't even want to know. Thank you. Dylan, thank you for the resub. You want to kill? Thank you so much for the sub. Natalie, thank you for the biddies. Much love to everybody. So much appreciation. Jihan, where can people find you?
You can find me here and at Covet Syndicate on every other Saturday.
Yeah, we're playing this weekend.
And you can find me on Twitter at Hussein Jihan. If you want to say hello, you can DM me there.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for being here, Jihan. Much love, much appreciation. Ted, where can people find you?
Fucking nowhere. I'm a ghost.
I know, you like saying
it's fun.
You fucking IT people are always like that.
Bro, like, you spend 6 hours a day studying the privacy shit, and it's like, oh dear God, no, I'm good. Not even the privacy aspect, as much as I love socializing to a degree, social media is a cancer as far as
Agree.
Especially Twitter. But find me here every Monday. I played this sexy vampire queen. I'm in the Discord, Jitterdull. If you ever want to reach out and you need to talk. Also, hail Satan, hail yourselves.
Hail Satan, hail yourselves. I don't like saying hail Geen just because it feels weird.
I don't say that one.
Yeah, I don't say that one.
That's Marcus's personal thing.
Yeah,
as a Satanist, I feel good about the other two.
Yeah. Totally valid. Totally fair. Well, thank you, Ted. Much love to you, buddy. Thank you for being here as always.
You too, boo.
We're gonna be raiding into Girls Run These Worlds, so let's make some noise.
Also, it's spooky season, so extra hell Satan and extra hell yourself.
Hell yeah. Spooky season is here. It's upon us, folks. I hope you're ready. I've been watching spooky movies with Natalie.
Finagle Derek into a Phasmophobia stream.
I might do that. That sounds like fun.
Meet you and the boys.
Oh yeah. If you like what you saw, you can catch more Strim. I believe we're doing Mouse Guard on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's hosted by the Last Omnitect, your favorite robot American. I don't think I have any streams scheduled for Thursday. I might stream on Thursday, but I'm not committing to it because I am going to be doing something on Friday, probably off stream, but I'm not talking about that yet. That's still under wraps. On Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Blood War, hosted by Ampersand D20, right here at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Covet Syndicate, my Homebrew 5e campaign with Jihan, sorry, wrong direction, and some of the other wonderful people from the tabletop community. And then on next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, Heart of an Empire, our Legend of Five Rings actual play. It's Samurai Sunday, baby. And then you can catch us right here with more Death Roll next Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night, everybody. Love you.